Welcome to this video, and in this video I want to talk about shadow work journaling prompts that actually work. So let's jump straight into the presentation. What people search for and why. Why do people searching for shadow work prompts? Why many prompts fail sensitive systems? Why we're going to look deeply into that, and how to journal without spiraling, i.e. get into that rumination sequence that your mind keeps going round and round and round, which seems to be very common in today's world. So why people search for shadow work journaling prompts in the first place? People want clarity and emotional relief. This is what shadow work is all about, integrating the shadow into your body. You're looking to journal on that, and you're looking for clarity and emotional relief from your prompts. Many people feel stuck but do not know where to begin. This is classic with shadow work. So prompts should really inspire you to start to unpeel that onion, as Dr. Bach said, or polishing the diamond, as the Tao philosophy says, so that you can walk into your golden shadow and become your true authentic self. So important. Prompts feel safer than open exploration. Rather than just sitting there contemplating, you've got something solid and tangible in front of you where you can actually start to use those prompts for your own self-development. That's important. The hidden problem with most shadow prompts is many prompts are too vague. In my shadow work mini courses, I've got 12 different courses that go specifically into certain shadows. And this is important to understand. If it's an open book, you don't know where you're going, right? You don't know what's going. It could ruminate anywhere. Your mind could fly all over the place. So really, your prompts need to be in a certain theme, certain genre, which is what we're going to get to a bit later on in the video. Some push people into overwhelm. So if you come up with a prompt and you might have an emotional childhood wound inside of you, and you're looking at this prompt, it will go, and you'll start to go and digging deeper into the past. This isn't shadow work. This isn't shadow work. This is forcing. You're not using your power. You're not using your higher consciousness, tuning into your higher consciousness. You're going deeper, probably being sucked into shame or overwhelm and that kind of thing, lower type of consciousness. This is not what you want. Others trigger shame without support. This is typical shame and inner critic type stuff, where you should be really focusing on working on that shadow that's formed on your inner critic and your shame before you even go into other prompts. It's important to really to quantify this and contain it. Otherwise, we can go all over the place. It needs structure to it. The prompt is not always a safe entry point. The nervous system always matters first. We need to embody our spirituality. That's why I love teaching Qigong. It's such a brilliant thing, and that's why Qigong is on this channel, this YouTube channel, because I feel shadow work and Qigong work so well hand in hand, because your nervous system is telling you what your body's going through. It's really important to understand that. So when you're trying to integrate a shadow and you need to find a containment for that shadow so you can observe it, the best practice for that is somatic practices, which one of the top somatic practices, if not the best I've found personally, is Qigong, especially the type that I teach, not because I teach it, but because it amalgamates many different practices, which is what many successful spiritual practices have done in the past. That's what our ancestors used to do. So insight without grounding can also destabilize. If you're not really focused on what you're doing, you can get destabilized from your prompts. This is a common fault. So example of a poor shadow work prompt. Why are you broken? Oh, no. There's nothing broken about you. You're not trying to fix something. Never trying to fix something with shadow work. What you're trying to do is integrate. Shadow work, if you understand it properly, you've created subconscious reactions in your body to protect your safety. It's a natural way of your body working. This is what shadow work is. And to say that you're broken is completely wrong. So if you're getting shadow work prompts that are saying, why are you broken? That is terribly wrong. So what is wrong with you? Also, there's nothing wrong with you. You're actually acting well. You're working well. Your body's working properly, because your shadow is formed so that you don't have to use your brain with these reactions to life, because your brain is so energy consumptive. So what happens is, what naturally kicks in is your body starts to learn reactions that are stored in your subconscious so that you protect the energy of the brain. This is why this happens. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing broken about you. You're actually working properly. What happens is we're not learnt to integrate the shadow. That's where the problem is. It's not about you being broken or wrong. And you keep failing, possibly because you're not guided enough. You're not guided in the right way. You're not finding bit by bit. You're working out how to integrate your shadow, which is why I've done this 12 courses on shadow work, which is important because you can choose which one, the shame and the inner critic or people pleasing, or even beginning it at the beginning, which is shadow work for the beginning, which is what I'm talking about at the moment. So what happens when prompts are too harsh? The inner critic becomes louder. You start conflict with your inner critic. You're trying to silence your mind, trying to silence it. This brings conflict into the body. This brings fear into the body. This brings anxiety into the body. So this is wrong. The body tightens to shut down. So you start to tense up. I can see people's shoulders going up when they get angry when I'm coaching, and just allow them to relax. You contain the observation that's coming up in the body, then you can observe it, and then you can work on it because it happens naturally. There's no forcing anything here, no forcing in shadow work. Journaling becomes avoidance or rumination. So you're writing down, you get into these emotions, you're not sure how to deal with them properly, you start to ruminate round and around in the head. Oh, I should have said this, should have said that. Your journal, which should be really short if you're doing it properly, becomes the War and Peace epic, a massive book. You don't want that. You don't want to avoid things. Spiritual bypassing when you're journaling. You're really starting to get into the core of you. A better question changes everything. Good prompts invite curiosity. You should be like a child when you're prompting. Childlike. Be childlike, not childish, childlike. So you're curious. What's going on? How can I observe this? What's Peter talking about when I have to observe these things coming up, and how do I contain it? Be curious. And that curiosity will open you up. Rather than being fearful or anxious about looking at these kind of things, you're being curious. They meet the system where it is. That's a good question. Well, it meets your system where you are. Not taking you somewhere, not dragging you down. It meets you where you are right now. That's an important prompt. And they open awareness gently. That's what you want to do, this naturally. Shadow work should happen naturally. It comes out of you very slowly and naturally. That's how shadow work works. Example of a safer shadow work prompt. So use this prompt. What feels uncomfortable right now? Is it watching this video, watching me talk? What feels uncomfortable right now? Just think about that. That's a really good prompt. What's inside the body that feels comfortable right now? And then just come back to observer consciousness. I know it's difficult. We do a lot of work on coming into observer consciousness in the shadow work courses that I run. So come into that and view it in a contained space. What feels uncomfortable right now? So it's not harmful. So it's easy to observe it and understand it more, and then integrate it into the body. What might this part need of me? What does this need? Once I've contained it and I understand it and it's there, what does it need? What does it need from me? And what feels safe to notice today? What's happening in my body that I can contain and observe? These are really good prompts so that you can really start to look at them and understand them and then integrate them into the body. Nothing's forced. It's all feminine energy, divine feminine energy. It's not male energy. It's not forcing, digging, pushing. It's not. It's flowing, opening, observing, receiving, reception. All divine feminine energy we're using. Why structure matters in shadow work journaling. Random prompts create inconsistency. So you're all over the shop again. You want a road going straight up. It's like a story about going spiritual path. You can take the long scenic route, which will eventually get you there, and you'll have all these experiences, but in a very calm and slow way. Or you go through the jungle to get where you want to. You get these experiences quick. So you want a structured path to go through the jungle so that it feels safe for you to do that. Otherwise, you will take the meandering route in your spiritual path. Healing needs rhythm and containment. You always need to keep your body moving, keep the energy fresh, which is why Qigong is brilliant for that. And the body trusts repetition and clarity. It doesn't like all this flowing all over the place and mishy-mushy. We have a very brilliant system as a body. Brilliant. It's absolutely all the money in the world, all the technology in the world couldn't make you today. It's brilliant. And it likes repetition and structure, which is how our subconscious is formed. So this is important as well. Prompts should match your inner state. Early prompts build safety. So keep yourself safe as you're doing this. Always be safe when you're doing shadow work journaling. Deeper prompts come later. You can get into the deeper aspects of shadow work as you get used to it. And that's important, to take your time, slow, easy. Gandhi said there's more to life than increasing its speed. I've been saying that a lot recently in my Qigong classes, but it's true. Integration prompts close the process. So once you've done the work, you've observed what's been going on in your body, and you want to integrate that so you understand it on a subconscious level, take your time to integrate. Slow down. Meditate. Contemplate. Don't dig, don't unpack, don't do all of that stuff. It's really important. This is why 1 or 2 prompts are not enough. Healing unfolds in layers. You need to be using different prompts. When you actually understand how to use them properly, you use different prompts, because healing comes in layers. So something that you think is apparent, that something's happened to you, in my experience with the dream method and the coaching I've been doing with that, this might not be the issue. Actually, something happened about 4 or 5 layers down is the issue, and you eventually unpeel that onion to get to that final layer that's down there, and then that will come back in milder cycles and then eventually disappear. How good is that? It's a beautiful thing. I love it. I love it. Different days need different questions. We all wake up in different moods, right? We've got a different energy vibration. We've got astrology to deal with. We've got our own body, how we're digesting food, what kind of mood we wake up in, what kind of dreams we have. We're always in different places every day. So that's important to actually think about as well. And depth emerges over time. Don't try and get too deep too quick. Again, that's digging, that's forcing, that's male energy. You want the female flowing energy to go with this. So what a complete shadow work journal provides: hundreds of safe entries. You want hundreds of safe entries to go into. Prompts for different emotional states. That's important as well. As I say, we're different all the time. A path rather than pressure. You don't want to push. You don't want to force. You don't want to make anything or break anything. You want to simply let things evolve and observe. 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 That's all you need to do. Introducing the Shadow Work Journaling Prompt course. There's over 600 structured prompts designed for sensitive systems, built for depth without overwhelm. So the link for that will be in the description and also in the comments. You can go to that and find that for yourself. So this is it here. Here's the Shadow Work prompt. So you can find that at peterpaulparker.co.uk. And as I say, you have over 12 core shadow work themes for this. There's a 12 themes you can go through if you want to pause the video and have a look at that. That's important. So that's the power. That's the prompts. That's what we have. So who is this journal for? It's people who spiral with open journaling. So this gives you a structure. Very, very reasonable investment to get it, and you get it for life. It's for sensitive and intuitive seekers who are looking to go deeper inside of themselves, and those ready for a gentle inner change. So what's your next step? I would say explore the full prompt library. Go into that. That's important. Journal with safety and structure. Always do that. Always journal with safety and structure. Let insight unfold naturally. This is important stuff. So as I say, when we're doing shadow work, we need to be in with the body. Qigong is brilliant for that. And in the shadow work courses, all the mini courses, there are there's somatic Qigong type meditations that we do so that you can come into that place and make yourself really ready to uncover the shadows that are in your subconscious, but you can contain them and keep it safe. That's what I want for you. I'm sure you do too. I look forward to seeing you in the next video and in the shadow work course. Until then, be well and keep shining.